Hey DCL Dorks, it's Brian and Erica.
Hello.
We are here to do a very quick Dork Tip Tuesday, our very first one. One of our questions that was asked on Instagram by one of our good friends, Miss Motivational Pinup. She is asking where's the best place on the ship to get your room?
Concierge.
Of course.
Okay, no. Okay.
If I can dream.
Yeah.
And so we're going to kind of just break it down real quick where the different parts of the ship are, and Brian's better at that because it's all nautical and boaty.
Yeah. Well, and then when I first get on the ship, if it's a new ship I hadn't been on, I like to kind of chart it all out. So by the end of the first night, I know where everything is. I know what deck everything's on. So then I can enjoy the ship for the entire cruise and not be somebody that by the last day of the cruise, they finally find that one bar, at the one corner. Is the yeah. What was that? Where most of the nighttime activities are happening.
For the adults.
For the adults. The kids are usually on like deck 4 or deck 5 with some of theirs, and I think staying away from that deck 5, whether it's on deck 4 or deck 6, because you've got kids kind of moving about, so it's just a little bit quieter. I mean, we love deck 2 just because you're kind of a little bit lower into the ship. There's not as much stuff going on above you, and then like with the nighttime stuff, the adults areas happening on deck 4 and deck 3. You can just head down one flight of stairs. You don't have to wait for an elevator at the end of the night to to finish off your evening. And I think as far as in the ship, I think I prefer aft. I don't know. I mean, it's just because there's usually 2 of the restaurants on, like, say, deck 3 and deck 4.
Yep.
And then there's one on deck 3 midship usually. But it's just real great, especially like if you're getting ready for dinner. You want to put on that last little check whatever of the hair and everything. You can then pop right up to your restaurant within like a minute, and you're right there. So I like the aft, but I can see how other people maybe prefer forward because there's certainly a lot less things going on in the forward part of the ship for the most part.
As for smoother rides, we've heard from a lot of different people. I think really it's just going to be dependent upon what the sea has in store for the day.
Mm-hmm.
We were on the transatlantic cruise chasing 2 hurricanes, and we were on the aft. I think we were aft.
That's where the room. Yeah, the room was on.
It was on the aft.
Yeah.
And usually they say that that's the worst. Well, they were clearing people out of the on deck spaces for the forward.
Yeah, because you could really, like, we were up on deck 10 forward, in one of the I think it was maybe on the pool deck or something.
Yeah.
And you could really feel the waves because we were chasing that tropical storm. You could feel it up there, but if we made our way back down to our room on deck 2 in the aft, it was much milder. You didn't really feel it as much. Yeah.
And we like about deck 2 for me personally is I can go up in the elevator and then I don't mind walking all the way down on the stairs. So that way I only have to use the elevator once, or to get where I'm going, and then on my way down I don't have to wait. I can just head on back to the room.
Well, in the middle part of the ship is that bank of elevators gets used a lot. Because it's a central part of the ship. A lot of people are transferring between decks and those mid. So I usually try to steer clear of the mid ship elevators because they're usually hard to call an elevator sometimes because they're highly used.
And on the Wish, they don't have the midship elevators, which has some pluses and minuses. And we'll get to that when we interview some of our close friends that have been on the Wish and get their experience as first-time Wish cruisers. We've even had rooms that are right by the elevators, and we've had no issues with any of that.
And yeah, this last cruise, I was a little concerned when I saw on the map that we were near one of the elevator banks, the aft elevator bank, but they line the rooms up such that your door is not lined up with the actual.
Yeah, it's offset.
It's offset a little bit from the entrance into the elevator. And I didn't hear people coming and going at all. And it was a plus almost because you'd walk right out your door, boom, you're right. The elevator's right there. You're not having to walk down the long hallway to get to the next elevator bank.
And also staying on deck 2 is a little bit less expensive because they don't have verandas on there. And we're of
You have
the,
a porthole.
you have a porthole,
Yeah.
or you could do an inside room.
Right.
And so depending on what your budget is, we like to just get on the ship and then we'll make the fun from there. That's kind of what the strategy that we have.
Right.
So that's another bonus. But I'd like to know what your favorite places are to stay on the ship, because there's some things that maybe we're missing out on by staying on deck 2 that you guys are really big fans of staying on deck 8 or 9, staying on 5, and let us know what you think about when the parents do the drop off for the kids club, if that is as we perceive it to be such a crowded area because they're doing drop off and pick up of the kids. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Check us out on Instagram. The podcast is on Spotify and Apple, and then we are also on YouTube, where this video for this podcast is held, all under DCL Dorks. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Thanks.